We begin 10 TV News at noon this Friday with breaking news. Investigators are searching for the person who they say caused this pileup of cars this morning. Look at this. An injured officer comes out of this and one man was killed. It happened in Whitehall, right here on the corner of Beechwood Avenue and East Main Street. 10 TV's Tanisha Millette is live in Whitehall, where investigators are telling us the suspect is dangerous and possibly armed with a sledgehammer. Tanisha?
Yeah, Tracy, police say that 29-year-old Matthew Jones has a lengthy record and he has a warrant out for felony probation violations. And investigators say that this morning he was violating a protection order that was filed against him by an ex-girlfriend.
He made some threats to the victim that make us think that he could possibly be armed. Maybe with a sledgehammer or something to that effect, possibly with a gun.
Some of those threats even were to the point, bringing the cops here. I'll shoot it up with the cops.
And Whitehall police say that the officers are at the ex-girlfriend's house when Jones pulled up. They say he got out of his car and they took off after him, but Jones was able to get back in and get away. Those officers called for backup as they pursued him. Whitehall officer Enrique Ortega was one of the officers who responded to back up. And when he reached the intersection of Beechwood Avenue and East Main Street, investigators say he was hit by a car not involved in the chase. The driver of that car, Vernon Lytle, was killed. Ortega was taken to Grant Medical Center in serious condition. Now, Whitehall police say they called off that chase after the accident, so Jones is still out there. Police say that he was maybe driving a gold Mazda with Ohio license plate AGU 5151. If you see him, police say do not try to approach him. Just call them immediately. Live in Whitehall, Tanisha Millette, 10 TV News.
Thank you, Tanisha. And meantime, we are learning more about Matthew Jones, the man who was involved in that chase. We're also learning about the man who was killed in the crash with that Whitehall police cruiser. 10 TV's Shayla Reeves continues our team coverage.
Now, he's an innocent bystander just doing his morning routine. And for this, I'm very angry.
Just an hour after learning of her father's death, Sharon Lytle said she had to come here. It's what happened at Beechwood Avenue and Main Street that changed her life. Police say a man now identified as Vernon Lytle was involved in a serious crash with a Whitehall police cruiser. Police say the officer was on his way to help other officers pursuing a dangerous suspect. Sharon Lytle says her dad was headed to breakfast.
He was leaving home and going over to where he goes every morning, Jolly Pirate Donuts on Broad. That was just his morning routine. He would go over and get his coffee and read the paper.
She says her dad never made it to Broad Street, and police say the officer never made it to the pursuit. Bill Moore says he's the owner of Ernie's Complete Automotive Service and the son of a police officer.
Approached by a police officer saying, "You can't get in here." I said, "Well, this is my business, blah, blah." And then when I looked, I'm going, oh. My mouth kind of I froze and said, I cannot believe what I see.
The impact damaged 4 customer cars and a sign. Still, Bill says his worries are greater than that on this cold November morning.
That was Shayla Reeves reporting, and Bill Moore stressed the cars can be replaced. His thoughts are with the families affected by all of this. Family members say Vernon Lytle leaves behind 3 children and a wife of 48 years. We do want to give you a closer look at the suspect police are searching for right now. Matthew Jones. Matthew Jones is the man police say led them on a chase through Whitehall this morning. And it was in that chase that the Whitehall police officer was responding to when he crashed into another car. Officers say Jones may be armed with a sledgehammer and could be driving a gold Mazda with the Ohio license plate number AGU 5151. We do have some more breaking news to tell you about this Friday afternoon. A murder warrant is issued for a man wanted in connection with the death of a 10-month-old baby. 10 TV's Jessa Goddard is live in Pickaway County, where deputies are searching for this man who is also wanted in California. Jessa.
That's right, Tracy. A multi-state search is now underway for the suspect. Pickaway County Sheriff's deputies have just charged with murder of a 10-month-old baby boy. They are looking for this man, 44-year-old Wayne Wolf Walker, the baby's mother's boyfriend. They believe he has fled this area and is making his way south, possibly by way of Kentucky. They say he has lived in Texas and California, and there are several warrants out for his arrest for parole violations in California. Investigators say Walker called from this Laurelville home and told dispatchers he had just given 10-month-old Kyle Calton a bottle when the baby threw up, stopped breathing, and became unresponsive. That was around 1 a.m. on November 28th. The baby was flown by life flight to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, where the sheriff's office says doctors determined the baby had suffered trauma consistent with shaken baby syndrome and had no brain activity. Doctors removed him from life support and he died yesterday morning. Family members tell us Walker and the baby's mother had only been dating for a couple of months, and he typically babysat her children while she was at work. I spoke with the baby's mother, Elizabeth Rutter, this morning. She is obviously grieving, but told me through tears she isn't concerned right now about Wayne Walker or where he is. Right now, she is mourning the loss of her 10-month-old son. In the meantime, the Franklin County coroner is right now in the process of performing an autopsy on the baby boy. Reporting live in Pickaway County, Jessica Goddard, 10 TV News.
And we have new information this noon about a story we told you about this morning as breaking news. A fire broke out in the 6400 block of Stretton Place in the village of Canal Winchester. Fire investigators believe someone intentionally set a fire at this house and left threatening messages behind to the people who live there.
Not that I would wish this on anybody else, but it's just, I think I'm a nice guy. I'm easy to get along with. It's just, what did I do?
Bauer tells 10 TV some of the messages had racial undertones. Tonight on 10 TV News, starting at 5 o'clock, you will hear from the victims as they struggle with the notion that they were targeted. Fire investigators are back on the scene of this Lancaster campground off Fair Avenue after several cottages caught fire. 2 buildings were destroyed and 2 others damaged. 2 of the cottages were occupied and 1 firefighter did suffer a minor injury. We are told it was some sort of sprain. Franklin County Sheriff's deputy pleaded not guilty this morning to driving under the influence. Officers pulled over Detective Scott Crossley Tuesday morning while he was off duty. Crossley lost his license and is in a non-driving position for now. His attorney tells us he'll have to fight to have his license reinstated. 10 TV learned Crossley had an OVI charge in 2006. He later pleaded to an amended charge of physical control. A police chase in Cleveland caught on camera ends in a shootout. WEWS in Cleveland captured this video of the high-speed pursuit that started at about 10:30 last night. Reports say it started when the suspects fired shots into the air in front of Cleveland Police Headquarters, if you can believe that. Well, it ended in a school parking lot in a shootout with Cleveland officers. A news photographer who was doing a ride-along with the police says the suspect's vehicle was riddled with as many as 30 to 40 bullet holes. Police say the 2 suspects were shot and killed. None of the officers were injured. President Obama is on the move today. He's heading to Philadelphia to talk about possible tax hikes, and then he's off for a Christmas vacation. And a storm is expected to hit the West Coast this weekend, possibly dumping over a foot of rain. Breaking news, an Ohio man will spend 6 years in prison for his role in a plot to blow up a bridge in Cleveland. The judge just sentenced 35-year-old Anthony Hain moments ago. Prosecutors said Hain and 3 others tried to purchase bomb-making materials to destroy a bridge. The person they were trying to buy from instead was working with the FBI. The other men in the case are all serving 8-year prison sentences. New at noon for you, a series of storms known as a Pineapple Express is walloping the West Coast. It's a big story turning heads across the country. Reporter Teresa Garcia has the latest now from California.
Strong winds, steady rain, and heavy surf are pounding the famous Santa Monica Pier. Streets are flooded across the state as the second in a series of 3 super soaker storms from the Pacific is hitting the West Coast. The first storm that hit on Wednesday was the weakest one. Much of Northern California is now under a flood warning, preparing for up to 15 inches of rain by the end of this weekend.
Friday is going to be bad. Sunday is going to be even worse.
Several feet of snow could fall in higher elevations, and thanks to wildfires that destroyed acres of trees, there's a major threat of mudslides in some areas. Residents in San Francisco are sandbagging their homes and businesses to prevent flooding. People in the low-lying city of Petaluma are worried about the river that runs through town, hoping their upgraded $40 million flood control system holds up.
The city has got tons of plans in place. I think they're well prepared. They're watching it probably more so than half the citizens here.
There's also the possibility of widespread blackouts, so power companies have been trimming trees to prevent branches from falling on utility lines. Despite those precautions, thousands of homes are now without electricity. Strong winds temporarily knocked out power on the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Teresa Garcia, CBS News, Santa Monica.
President Barack Obama is traveling to Philadelphia today to pitch his plan to avoid the fiscal cliff of tax hikes. The president is touring a manufacturing facility, hoping to appeal to middle-class consumers. The deadline for Republicans and Democrats to reach a deal is December 31st. Meantime, the president is also gearing up for his trip to this Hawaiian vacation spot. The president and his family are set to arrive in mid-December and are said to be staying through the new year. Overseas today, 10 people are injured after an explosion rocked an apartment in Russia. These are some pictures that are new this afternoon. You can see the top floors of the apartment building just consumed by flames. Firefighters say a gas container exploded in an apartment, sending a fireball through that building. Ahead today at noon, the newest baby names now on the most popular list, and up next, caught on camera, this Powerball winner's reaction the moment he found out he was a millionaire. Josh?
We're tracking a nice warm-up. Average high for today is 46, and we're already above that here in Columbus, sitting at 50 degrees. We do have some clouds over the downtown Columbus skyline. You see those clouds on the satellite and radar picture. Taking a look at weather where you might live, we'll see highs in the mid-50s today in Galloway, 53 for Lewis Center, 54 for Millersport. Even warmer this weekend. Details after the break.
Some more breaking news to tell you about. This is about the Powerball drawing. We now know one of the winners of the $588 million Powerball jackpot lottery. Officials in Missouri have just announced the winners as Mark and Cindy Hill. The 52-year-old mechanic and his wife just took part in a news conference. Cindy says she is the one who discovered that they were winners and called her husband, who was understandably shocked. Since then, she says it's been surreal for them.
We're still stunned by what's happened. It's surreal. And people keep asking us, what are you going to buy with it? I haven't even thought about that. I want to go home and just be back to normal.
Oh, I don't think so. The Hills children were also in attendance at that news conference, and of course we'll have more for you later this afternoon.
Now, Doppler 10 meteorologist Josh Poland with a forecast to help plan your day.
So we don't have the millions, but at least we have a nice weekend ahead.
Very nice weekend, at least the first half of it. We'll see a chance for some showers by the end of the weekend, but looking a-okay today and into tomorrow with temperatures well above average for this time of the year. We're already above average across central Ohio. Average high for today is 46 in Columbus. Take a look at some of these temperatures that we have right now. 52 degrees in Grove City, 51 in Dublin, 50 degrees in Blacklick, 51 right now in Hilliard, 48 in Powell, 50 degrees in Gahanna. Elsewhere, we have 45 in Marysville, 51 degrees in Lancaster. Taking a look at Lancaster, you do see some sun mixing with a few clouds out there. We've been seeing a few passing clouds working across portions of central Ohio. In Columbus right now, we do have some sunshine, 50 degrees, little breezy at times. Winds out of the southwest at about 10 miles per hour. Factor in the wind, it feels like 46 degrees right now. Satellite and radar picture showing those clouds working across central Ohio. Also trying to get a few spotty sprinkles going across northwest Ohio. In most cases, we'll miss out on any precipitation, but just a slight chance for a few sprinkles there for our northernmost counties here this afternoon. As you make some plans for the remainder of the day, look for 54 degrees at 3 o'clock. 48 degrees at 6 o'clock. Temperatures dipping back down into the low 40s by 9 o'clock this evening. The computer models do show generally quiet weather as we head through the overnight hours. Few passing clouds for us tonight. Temperatures not as cold as they have been the past few nights. 38 degrees, our overnight low for Columbus, waking up to 35 tomorrow morning in Marion, 37 for Cambridge, 37 for Chillicothe. Through the day tomorrow, we'll see a mix of clouds and some sunshine. Best chances for any thick cloud cover will be across northern Ohio. As you head south, you'll see better chances for continued sunshine. Warmer tomorrow with highs in the upper 50s. And we stay warm as we head into the day on Sunday. But the big change for Sunday, increasing chances for some rain showers. You do see the model showing that potential by Sunday morning. We do keep the chance for a few scattered showers into the afternoon on Sunday. Not a complete washout and not heavy rain. But if you do have outdoor plans, you'll likely need to take that umbrella with you through the day on Sunday. For today, mix of sun and clouds north of Columbus. Again, maybe a sprinkle or two in places like Bucyrus and Mansfield, but most of us missing out. 51 for Mount Gilead, 51 for Marion, 52 the high today in Delaware. For the Columbus metro area, high temperatures into the mid-50s, 54 for Columbus, 54 for Reynoldsburg, 55 for Grove City. And heading to the south, temperatures 1 or 2 degrees warmer in spots, 55 for Chillicothe, 57 the high in Piketon. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 58 the high temperature tomorrow. We're into the low 60s on Sunday. Again, scattered showers as we wrap up the weekend on Sunday. 65 on Monday. Another cold front heads our way on Tuesday and brings some more rain showers. But it's hard to believe tomorrow is the start of December and we have temperatures in the 60s.
Well, and it's going to be great because a lot of people still need to put their holiday decorations up.
Get it done Saturday.
Right, and don't forget you can send us pictures of yours because
There you
somebody
go.
might be so lucky to have the weather forecast from their well-lit home.
I got to do that last year in Gehanna. It was pretty cool.
It is. Those are great. All right. Well, Josh, thank you. We have some video you have to see. It is video of the presidential dog, Bo, making a final inspection of the 2012 White House Christmas decorations before 90,000 visitors come through the White House doors this holiday season. This year